offers craft beverages and brick oven-fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Listen in as the Tooele Arts Guild and KCHW 102.7 bring you Artists on the Air, here to present their local flair.
Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. until September 16th for this special interview series with a variety of different artists that will be featured in the Tooele Arts Guild Taste of Tooele Art Auction on September 18th, right here on KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Artists on the Air. We are here live on KCHW with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and your host, Diane Evans. Good morning, it's not morning. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm so used to saying good morning. Yeah. Do you want to take us away, Diane?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
I had to take my shoes off, Chuck, because this is going to be a serious interview.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm really, really excited to say this, Chuck.
Yeah.
This is Artists on the Air, Season 2, Episode 2.
Ooh. It's the terrible twos.
Oh, no, we don't
Yeah.
worry about that. It's just we're moving along here. Season 2, Episode 2.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, Artists on the Air. So we're here to interview and visit with local artists. And today we have Susan and Wayne Peterson. And Artists on the Air came about because learning about meeting, promoting local artists, and asking them frequently, occasionally for donations, and then feeling a lot of gratitude to our local artists. So how do we do that? Well, one way we do that is we have Artists on the Air. So this afternoon we're here to talk to Susan and Wayne Peterson. So welcome.
Peterson.
I'm sorry. He's correcting me.
I am correcting you.
Okay, please correct me
It's
live.
Pedersen.
Pedersen. But it's spelled T-T.
Yes, it is.
We'll dub that over later in post-production.
Okay, fine. You can dub
even though this is live.
Yeah.
Well, we want people downtown to say the name correctly.
We want it correct, yeah. Otherwise, I'll fix it.
Susan and Wayne Pedersen.
Pedersen, yes.
Okay, good. So I hope we don't have too many other corrections, but we'll see.
I correct if it helps you at all. I correct people with that all the time. People see, especially Susan's name on stuff, and I'm like, no, it's Pedersen. Pedersen.
Yes.
I always say the TT makes it an et.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah. I've never been corrected before, so
Well, now you have.
now I have. Yeah. And I will remember. I only need to be told once.
That's good.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to start with Susan.
Yeah.
And Susan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I grew up in Southern California and slowly migrated north through my life. Went to college in Northern California and then moved up here to Washington State, up on the west corner in early 80s. I went back to school and became an educator. Started out in early childhood special education and worked with little people for 16 years. Also taught kindergarten and first grade. And then I went into administration for the bigger bucks, I guess. Definitely not as fulfilling a job. And then in 2007, moved to Central Washington to take an administrative job, and retired in 2019, and then moved here. Mm-hmm. So most of my professional life was in education, and we have three boys. We have a blended marriage, so we have 5 boys between us. But my 3 boys, I have 2 still over on the west side and 1 in Billings, Montana. So the Spokane area seemed like the right move for retirement. And we count our blessings because we absolutely love it here.
Yes, that's for sure.
So you get kind of like the Brady Bunch, right? You guys get that a lot.
Pardon?
Yeah, we're not quite as big as
Kind of like the Brady Bunch, but all boys.
Yeah, yeah. We took granddaughters before we had any pinks and purples in the
Yes.
family.
And we have several granddaughters now.
Yeah.
So tell us how because you haven't mentioned anything about art.
Yeah.
So tell us.
Yeah, well, because art was not a part of my growing up, at least not in the sense that I felt I was artistic. When I was a teacher, I really valued the arts. So my kids were always in pretty open-ended art activities. I think they were so beneficial to their confidence and their knowledge about themselves and their creative energy. So, but I married an artist, right? Wayne is incredibly passionate about the arts and not only the sculpture that he creates, but just knowing artists and knowing art. And he exposed me to that whole world. So I learned kind of to appreciate and love good art. But moving here, and one of the things that attracted us to Chewelah at the time, because this was 2019, was the Creative District was just emerging. Oh. And we thought, wow, look at this community. It has a performing arts center. It has the Arts Guild. It has this whole creative energy vibe going on with some fairly progressive thinking people, which was exciting to us. And so we were here a couple of years. I think it was post-COVID. Those are lost years. I call them the lost years. Mm-hmm. And we became members with the Creative Guild, and I joined as a community member.
Yeah.
And Wayne joined as an artist. And during those early years, we used to have gatherings where we would sit in a group of other artists, and I would just listen to their stories about their own progression as artists, what they were excited about, what they were trying out new. And I've always felt, and even when we used to look at great artists, I always felt like, the difference between that artist and me is that they did it, right? Until you do it, you don't have any idea, what you can create. So that exposure, I think, within the Creative District and to other local artists, Nancy Bloom, I credit her for letting me come up. We came up to her studio and she spent some time with us, and she also had been a learner not too many years back, kind of told me how she started. And I thought, well, I'm just going to give it a go. And so I was also very done with education. So I took my office, which was full of all my educator-ease professional books and all of that. I moved it all out. I donated it to the principal at Guess Elementary, and I made it an art workroom. And I changed my desk, made it a work table, brought in everything artsy I could find from around the house from my kids through the years, and just started making art. And started in a scratchbook, experimenting to see what would happen if, I used acrylic and gouache at that time, and just started painting. And I would come to Creative District meetings and say, look what I just did, and of course, being the encouragers they would all say, oh, that's great, you need to keep going. And I did. So that was in February 2023. So I've been painting since then in acrylic and pastel, and then just recently I've started with watercolor. So that's sort of my art background.
That's a good story.
I'll have to say one of the things I've really loved, you sort of have always stuck out to me as somebody that's been amazing to watch go from, you joined us, and I didn't know until this conversation that you had just moved here right before you joined the Creative District. I thought you guys had been here for a while.
Yeah. No.
This September starts our seventh. This September starts our 7th year.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow, okay.
Yeah, so we made it 6 years.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Right. Yeah. But just to see you go from not, having really done much art to becoming what you are now, you're amazing. Truly, you're an amazing artist.
Well, I appreciate that. I still feel it's a discovery process for me, which is what is so fun. And I'm still learning how to use the medium. I don't have skills that, for example, I just finished a pastel painting of my granddaughter in a forest of flowers. And, getting her profile right, but then also because her face is shaded, understanding how to work with colors to create shading. I have no understanding of how to do that. So what I'm all over YouTube videos, watching other artists answer my questions, and that's how I puzzle things out, and then I go back to it. So that's what I'm good at. Is I've always been a learner. Through all my life as a professional, I had professional development. I had to always learn new skills to work with the kids that I worked with, or to become an administrator, always back in school. So all the decades of my life, I have been a student, either a student or a teacher, but I've always been learning. So once I stopped that, what I needed for fulfillment was to learn something new. So that's what I feel like I'm in this magnificent time, this chapter of my life after all these years of learning something new. It's exciting. I love it.
But every time that I would challenge her, she would come, and she wouldn't necessarily come right out and show me until it was done. And then I walk in and I go, oh my God, where did that come from?
Right.
And so, a face in the forest is just like, whoa.
Faces are hard.
They are hard.
And it's one of her, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And so she's done a lot of little things like that where she says, oh, I can't do that. And then she just does it. And I go, wow. So that's kind of fun.
That's awesome. You must. I can't imagine how proud you are of her. Of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's words for that.
And there really isn't. And you walk into the studio now, and because she has a full studio now, and you walk in there and you go, all of these are hers, and you just go.
He's
wow.
definitely my supporter. It's a little bit embarrassing in a lot of ways, some ways, because of I'm. Even though I was in an extrovert job in my profession, I'm pretty much an introvert. I like my quiet. I like my space. I don't like to call a lot of attention to myself through this, but I do enjoy sharing it.
Yeah.
Which is
Definitely.
an excellent segue into Wayne,
Oh,
who
God.
maybe does like to draw attention to himself. So let's talk about you, Wayne. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Seattle, and I've always been a big reader. I liked school. But I got into building homes and then designing homes, and then pointing to say, I would like this built. Oh, that works good too. Getting my ideas, that's very easy because all I have to do is close my eyes and I can just, my brain never, ever shuts off.
I believe that.
And it is scary. Sometimes I will wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep, and I'll just, create something different. And sometimes I go out and I'll make a sketch or something, but most of my stuff just comes out in my head, and then you see it when it's done, and you go, what were you thinking? You know, that kind of thing. And I get that a lot. What exactly were you thinking when you created this? Well, if you see the stuff that I've done, if you see especially like I've got a 17-foot piece in the backyard that's 5 feet wide, 17 feet tall, and 6 inches thick, and it's two pieces, A and B, and they don't touch. And there's a lightning bolt that goes right down the center of them, and it's at night it glows bright blue.
Oh.
Wow.
And then in the corner is a yellow moon, and you go, whoa, you know, it's kind of it's always had this wow factor. Mm-hmm. And even when I was designing homes, I would always have the client would come in and go, wow, every time. They wouldn't just walk in the door and go once, wow. And even the house that I designed with her, wow. And
I would say he doesn't do anything simply.
This is true.
He does it always
So
a designer
designing
touch.
homes, are you an architect?
Not a licensed architect, no.
Okay. You're
no.
just a visionary.
I am an architect in the fact that I know all the nuances of a regular architect. I trained under several different architects, and I was schooled by them, and that worked extremely well for me without going after the blood, sweat, and toil that you go through to all the bookwork. I had a mentor. He was one of 2 senior fellow architects in Washington State, and he kind of took me under his wing and gave me every tip that I could use. And his biggest thing is, and I've to this day, my thing is never duplicate anything. Never do the same thing twice for any 2 clients. And so my designs would be out there, and it was either you like it or you don't. There was very little gray. It was black and white. Mm-hmm. And so I did quite a few homes up in the northwestern Washington, Semiahmoo area, Blaine, down a couple in the islands, and then in Seattle. And you just do it. But I would draw, and then I would make models. And that was a good way to get my point across. But a lot of people can't see a circle without seeing a ball. They can't understand round until they see it. They can't. There's a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, I want to do this, I want to do that," and then they bring me info out of a magazine, and I just throw it away. No, I don't do things out of magazines. Sorry, that somebody else already done that, so I don't do that.
So those neighborhoods, when you go into the neighborhood, when you're visiting a friend and you have to leave and come back and you can't remember which house is theirs because they all look the same, those aren't yours.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, no one would understand. No one does understand what I create, even in my art that's out in my forest, because I have several pieces out in the forest, and people just go like, "Why?" or "What the heck is that?" Or
Because you can.
They don't understand. Even, I mean, I've got our houses, which is beautiful, but right across the parking lot, I've got a new shed for our trailer and little trailer and storage. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like anything that anyone would have in Chewelah. And they go, "Well, what make you do that? What were you thinking?" So, and then I hung art on it.
Yeah.
So yes, that was even different. So
what was the first art piece you made? The very first art piece.
Oh gosh, that would have been in clay, many years ago.
Was that when you were still in high school, middle school?
Probably middle school.
And then you just went from there?
Yeah, I worked a lot in clay and steel when I was a kid. Yeah, it was just no rhyme or reason, but what was available for me to just either steal from my dad, go in the garage and see what you could find, or just find a scrap pile. And just recently, I just found a new scrap pile, and which is kind of a fun thing. I just need a trailer to get the stuff over to my house. So, for those of you who do listen, find me with your trailer. But yeah, I've got a big project going on in my head, which I'm constantly gathering material for. I have a piece in my driveway that spins opposite directions that are the hubs. The thing that makes it spin are hubs from a 1974 K car, Plymouth. And you go, how would you know? Well, they're so thin, and they only last, whatever the bolt is how thick that space is between the two. So people go, what were you thinking?
Okay,
and
so
that's kind of fun.
Let's explore this question.
Oh.
Okay, so let's explore this question. I'm going to ask Susan to choose one of Wayne's pieces, just one that you have in your yard.
Okay.
Okay, and just tell us what's the name of it? What's the title?
Well, I can tell you about 6.
Yeah.
That's the title of it.
I knew she was going to say
It's
that.
S-I-X, 6.
S-I-X.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you thinking?
When I first created it,
Yeah.
I don't think I was thinking.
You've brought this question up a half a dozen times.
But I don't really think about how it's going to end up until it ends up 6.
So what were you thinking when you started?
I thought, wow, this is really cool. And how much is it going to cost me? That's what because that's a...
A little closer to the mic there.
I was
Thank
there.
You, thank you.
Oh, anyway, when you first of all, you've heard the term starving artist. Well, I'm not starving, but if I had to depend on my art, I'd starve.
Can I explain a little bit about that
Yes,
piece?
please do.
So where we lived before we moved here, he had an installation in our front big. We had a big lawn on the lawn. It was 3 huge pieces, and it was called elementary geometry. And so there was a sphere that was made out of rock, and there was a pyramid that was steel, and then there was a cube that was made out of steel. The frame was steel, and then he wove cherry branches.
Hand-woven cherry branches.
To make the cube. Okay. When we moved, we had to dismantle that. It was very big, but he brought the pyramid with us. It was steel. So
the ball.
And the ball. And the ball's in the rock, which is,
It's 2,800 pounds of granite.
Yeah, it's in the front,
It's in our front
yard. But anyhow, so 6 began with this repurposed pyramid that he then had powder coated in a bright red color, and he wanted to install it out in the forest, and so he decided to make a base for it, and that in the creation of the base became the creative process of the whole piece.
Right.
So you can tell the rest of that story.
I made a.
Thank you.
Yes.
I made a base.
That's why I'm his other half.
I got the piece back from the powder coat, and it was extremely bright orange. And in fact, one of the Dodge cars had that particular color. Was a one-of-a-kind color, and so I had that done, and I put it out in the forest first, and then I realized that I'm going to have to do something with it. So I made a base all the way around it, 10 foot by 10 foot of wood, 4x6s treated, filled those 4x6s with
Wood chips.
What'd I do?
Wood chips?
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking the rocks came first, but
No.
and then I went and had rocks delivered that were large boulders. I mean, nothing you couldn't just move around, but all round river rock that was brought in, and so I smothered the hole.
So you created a
I
circle.
created a circle, and then I filled that with rocks, and then filled the rest with wood chips. And so it became 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how many entities that were there. There was stone, steel, and wood, and square, circle, triangle.
All
And
right.
those, okay? And it's just out in the forest. And so people, even last night I had somebody come by and say, I heard you got these pieces out in your forest. I said, can I see them? Yeah, well, I took him out there, and he goes, what were you thinking?
My wife asks me that all the time.
Yeah.
It's always, what were you thinking? I mean, I have, to go down from our house into the forest, I've got trails in our backyard, in the forest. And there's a bell that you actually walk underneath. And you can pick up the thumper. It's just a softball attached to a hammer handle that you pick it up and you just go bong. And that's our elephant bell, because when my grandchildren are here, they can hit that thing and all the elephants disappear.
Oh, good. I was worried about the elephants.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It is for the grandkids. They have to have protection.
Well, you got to make sure you don't get trampled. Yeah, it's important.
So, and then there's a couple of other pieces up there, but anyway, it's just fun. What I didn't actually anticipate was how much freaking work it is
Oh, yeah.
to maintain 3 acres in the backyard with trails, and then stupidly I put in bark. After the trails were cleaned up, I put in 80 yards of bark. So
Weeds love growing in bark.
Yeah. Yeah. We grow
They
weeds
love it.
really well at our place.
yeah, it does
Yeah.
well. So yeah.
So, Wayne, is the forest your studio?
I would say sure. I mean, that's. I would love to fill my forest with things. And even the pieces that I've got that are up near my shop right now are going to end up out in the forest. I've got one piece that is right there in the entry by right there by the driveway, that's 10 feet tall, and 2, I'll say female legs that come out of the dirt, and straight up 10 feet. And you can kind of make it out, and those are going up in the forest, and that's called, and they go into the earth at the waist, okay, and that's called plunge. And so all you see is these 2 feet plunging into the earth. Things like that.
So tell us how you got from clay in middle school to 10 and 17 feet of
Steel.
steel.
Yeah. It's what is it that you want to achieve? I did something that was a classic. That we have a book at home called Steel Like an Artist, and I believe in that book, because if an artist did it, all you have to do is tweak it a little bit and it's yours. Okay, so I found in LaConner, Washington, I found this itty bitty little tree that was maybe 5 feet tall, had maybe 80 leaves on it, and it was really nice, artsy type of thing. So I went home and I started making a tree. Well, the tree got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and then a little bit bigger, and then a lot bigger. And the tree ended up 2,800 pounds of steel. It's 7.5 feet tall and 5.5 feet round, and it's got 3,500 hand-cut steel leaves, all hammered, pounded, folded, twigged, and put on a mainframe tree, all out of steel. And I sold it. Wow. Okay.
You sold it.
Yes, I did.
When, when did you? I'm sorry. When did you sell that? Because I think you showed me pictures of that a while back.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him sell it for a long time, though. It was at our house.
Yeah.
And people would go by and they'd say, you have a dead tree in your yard,
your tree
right?
is dead. And
it was rusted. It was called unseasoned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's very nice. But and then I had a lot of little things that I was bending the steel.
Yeah. I was going to say the other one was the bell that we have out in our forest.
Yeah.
You were on Lopez Island.
Oh, yeah.
Creating that sculpture
That's
for someone, and then said, "Well, I think I can do that for us." So he's seen other people's ideas and then brought them home, and that was sort of the beginning.
Yeah.
He also made. So when I was teaching at my elementary school, this was one of your first pieces.
Yeah. Okay.
We Calder is one of the
the
artists
Calder piece is beautiful.
that Wayne admires, and he does mobiles, sculptures, hanging mobile sculptures.
So
And
for
this-
those who are into Alexander Calder's work, he did mostly mobiles when he was younger, and then after he made some money, he started making these gigantic pieces, which are all over the world.
Yeah.
And he's very well known, and of course he's been dead for a long time, but he just was an inspiration.
Yeah.
And then his stuff took me to Richard Serra's stuff. Richard Serra's art is by far my dream. I mean, Susan and I flew to Europe and went to the Bilbao Guggenheim, Bilbao, Spain, and in that I walked into this room, and there were 9 pieces of Richard Serra's work that had to be put in before the roof went on the building. They're that large, and I sat down. I sat down beside one of these pieces, and I just cried. It was so magical to see this man's work.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the one here. I'm looking them up right here. The one where it's the circular piece,
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
big warehouse.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of that one.
He had a computer system that could bend steel in the molds, and he built, in particular, the L'État Orange contour. It's the largest single piece of art in the world. It's 856 feet long, 20 feet tall, in a ribbon on the side of a mountain, and it's 2.5-inch thick plate steel.
Wow.
Okay, and you go, how in the world? Okay, then you read the story, you find out how he did it and whatnot, and you go, who could afford that? Well, one man,
Right.
Alan Gibbs, put the money behind it and built it, and just the base of that piece, if you guys look it up, the base is 12 feet wide, 6 feet thick, and it's got rails in it, so this piece can grow and shrink 4 inches in the winter and summer.
Oh, with the weather change and the contraction.
Yes,
Oh,
it
wow.
can change, and it doesn't fall apart because it's on rails. So it's like, okay, I want that. Well, I can't afford that. I mean, I'd have to go to Germany. There's only one mill in all of the world that can do this, and it's in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But he started making pieces that were ellipses. And so he'd do half circles or full circles with a little gap in it so you could walk through them. So, yeah, that was my inspiration.
Well,
Yeah.
the Calder piece, though, I want to finish that story because it's really cute.
Oh.
So he created an outline in steel or aluminum steel of a skyhawk, because that was our
Their logo,
our
the Skyhawk.
guy. Anyhow, and then my first grade students, all created clay pieces that we then hung in the
Inside.
outline of the skyhawk,
Right.
similar to Calder's work, which was
A fish
a fish that had glass
with broken
hang-
china pieces.
hanging in it. And it still hangs in this school to this day. It's up in
Still there.
Ferndale, Washington. Yeah, it's kind
And
of
those children must be so
yeah,
proud.
Oh.
yeah. I have pictures.
Especially
of
the
each
children that
child.
have graduated and they go back, hey, that's my piece.
Oh my
there,"
gosh,
you
they're
know, so,
married. They're all married with kids now. You know,
Yeah.
it was a long
It
time
was
ago.
it was a lot of fun to
But
be
that
able
was
to
one of your
just do
first
that.
sculptures.
Oh,
true.
that is a cute
Yeah.
story.
But,
So,
yes.
Wayne talked about his inspiration. Susan, let's hear, what was your inspiration?
For
Your art.
starting to
Mhm.
paint.
And who you read, look at.
Yeah, so, gosh, so I have to say, I have to credit Nancy Bloom because her art appealed to me right off the bat, her bright colors and the way that they just flow on the page. And so when I first started, that's what I tried to emulate. And what I realized right away was I can't do what she does. As much as I see it and I kind of understand it, it doesn't flow from me. So that was my first understanding that as you grow as an artist, you're unique in whatever medium you have, what you bring to it creates something unlike anybody else's. And that was kind of cool. So there are other pastel artists. There are some pastel artists in our area that are just absolutely amazing in their skill. There are several on the internet, on YouTube, that share their process and help you understand how to use the medium in a way that has inspired me to do different underpaintings and different techniques. But again, what emerges is a reflection of me. I love the Impressionists. I love the idea that you can look at something and it speaks to you about what it is without the artist having to paint exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. And that's my challenge. My challenge is, how do I create the illusion of something without having to paint the exact thing? Because being an educator, I am more logical sequential than I am creative. And so I'll start out really loose and free-flowing, and it always wants to become something that makes sense to the other side of my brain. And so that balance, I just finished this pastel that I was telling you about with the granddaughter, which was such real specific work for doing that. So then I just had to go to the easel with paint and just slosh it on and move it around, just to loosen up.
Something different.
And so that's what I find is this kind of balance between what I get from each of the mediums that I use. And this watercolor is a new challenge for me. And I've been combining pen and watercolor, and it's fun and very different for me. So now I'm studying.
I can't tell you I can't tell you what year it was, but Susan and I flew back to Chicago just for one piece of art, and that was George Seurat, Sunday in the Park. And what had happened is that
Was that the
and the
pointillism? Is it?
yes,
Yeah,
pointillism,
yeah. Okay.
in that entire picture, there's only 17 colors, but your eye sees a million colors because you take. Seurat was an expert at taking a blue and a red and making purple.
Yeah.
Your eye would see purple.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, this particular time that we got to go was there were all 202 studies by 5 different owners around the world had come together in the museum at the Chicago Art Institute.
Nice.
To be able to go through that and watch that happen by frame by frame by frame, you go, wow, okay. So when you get a chance to see somebody that brilliant and that far ahead of the world, he never sold a piece in his life.
Yeah.
He died poor, and he died an alcoholic, and that was the end of it. But you look at some of the outstanding art that's out in even our libraries, or our museums are fantastic. So we're not there.
So, and I would say since I started painting, though, I see art so different now. You know,
Oh, I can imagine.
I just see it through a whole different lens. I see everything through a different lens now, and it's
The things that I used to throw away, I keep now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, I think I'm inspired a lot by the local artists in this community.
true.
I'm very inspired by them, and amazed at their skill and what they create. And then the masters, I've been able to see a lot of their work in the museums, and but I don't want to be. I can't be that. I don't want to be that. I'm not necessarily painting even to show my work and sell it. I'm painting to try and find out what is it that really moves me in the process. Like, I love pushing paint around on paper. I like scraping it. I like using palette knives and getting texture, and I like images that where there's depth and a contrast of light, so that your focus is on a portion and not the whole. I like that. So I'm set up to do plein air, but I haven't been out there. That's another challenge. So I just feel like I'm really young. As old as I am, I'm young in the
Just a kid.
in the process, and it's fun. It feels like that joy you get when you're a kid and you're discovering things for the first time. So
That's beautiful, Susan. I know that you were exhibiting last Friday in Colville. Was that a fun experience?
It turned out to be a really fun experience, but not for the reasons you think. It was a little stressful. I had committed to Jamie. She's another person I really admire, Jamie Thompson. Committed to showing some work at the Fourth Friday Art Walk. And it was a small venue, so I didn't have to bring too many pieces up. So it wasn't too big of a risk. The biggest risk to me came 2 years ago. We live up at the golf course, and in the Rusty Putter, we got it set up to show art. So Wayne and I installed a hanging system, and I'm kind of in charge of inviting artists to come and show their work. But for the first show, I said, I'll just hang my paintings because we want to see how it all works. And that was a big step for me, because I realized your art, I don't know if other artists feel this way, but they're like your children. If they're hanging in my house and you come over, I can talk to you all about the paintings, because each one is a story, right? What I learned from it, the process that went into it, and I get giddy and excited about it. But when you put them out into the world and hang them on a wall and then you walk away, they're on their own, baby.
Oh, yeah.
They're out there. They have to speak for themselves, and it was really nerve-wracking. But it was a super successful showing. I sold some pieces, but not only that, just lots of feedback that was positive. And so this show up in Colville, I didn't have I was okay with whatever the experience was going to be,
She didn't plan on selling one, but she did
right
off the bat.
Yeah,
So.
and
That's
that's
incredible.
always that's like just a bonus. But there were other artists up there that that also I super admire, John Sebastian and Linda Hyatt Council.
Oh my God, they're the best.
So we
Incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, so we got to hang out a little bit and had dinner together, and so that's what actually made the whole evening so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So, do you have any other exhibits coming up?
I don't. I don't have. Oh well, actually, we might. I had talked a little bit about being in the Spotlight Gallery in the fall for with other artists from up at the golf course,
Right.
and we haven't confirmed all that, but there's some other talented people up there as well. So we might do a joint
I'm
show
overwhelmed
during
how much
first Thursday.
how much art is here in Chihuahua.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. And you go,
Yeah.
where did that come from?
Yeah.
And so,
And it's funny because once someone knows that you paint, then they'll say, "Oh, I paint a little bit too," and look at what I
then
do.
you get
And
to see their stuff.
And then
Oh,
and it's same as my experience was. They don't know how good they are, until they show it to other people. It's like a reflective process.
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah.
I don't know where the art came from initially, but I do know that Tim Nielsen has raised the bar.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
he has, in this town, has raised the bar for encouragement and support
Well-
and professionalism and
Definitely.
Yeah,
When-
absolutely.
When he moved
yeah.
from the little bungalow that he was in
Yeah.
to the gallery now, he just opened up to
Yeah.
everything that there was,
Yeah.
and he brought in.
Yeah.
He started bringing in bigger pieces,
Yeah.
stronger pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But he's
Good
an
stuff.
encourager too. I mean, he
Yes.
Yeah.
supports, and I would say he was his gallery was another one of those pluses when you were looking at this community. you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll have to say to your point, Wayne, about the number of artists here. It is really incredible the number of all art forms. Painters and sculptors
Yeah.
and metal workers and musicians
And quilt makers.
quilt makers.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Wow.
quilts! The quilts are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and even you go to the theater, you look at they do a stage time play, 60
Yeah.
some odd kids, and
Yeah.
I didn't even know there were that many kids in Chihuahua.
yeah,
and
it's
they're
pretty-
all
yeah.
doing theater,
So,
and
yeah.
it's really fun to see this community sort of coming together and
Yeah.
rallying around the arts.
Yeah, I love it.
I have had a couple kids come up and see some of my stuff, but pretty rare.
Yeah.
You have to understand. First of all, if you're going to replicate any of my stuff or steal it, you have to know how to weld,
Right.
and then you have to know how to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't like that part, so
A lot of grinding.
Yeah.
a lot of grinding.
Yeah.
I would say I own a welder, but I'm not a welder.
Okay.
I don't know how to use it.
So
I use it when I need to.
This is interesting, Chuck, because we had an artist last week who welds,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and now we have Wayne. Who
Oh well,
welds.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's I didn't plan that, but I like
yeah,
it.
sure.
So, do you have some hobbies, Wayne, outside of art?
You're looking at me.
What else could there be?
Oh my gosh! Do you want me to list?
Well, for one, I mean, maybe, but I mean, I just bought 120 pounds of clay that I'm going to start something with, but I already have the idea in mind, what I'm creating, and then that's a mimic of a very very small version of what I want to create, which is 17 feet tall. So, yeah, I mean, tinkering and just,
He's
my
got a big honey-do list.
I
Is
have
that a
a
hobby?
huge honey-do list.
That's good.
No, it's not really.
No, I think that it keeps you out of trouble.
So what's
Yeah.
what's recently worked seemingly well is that Susan wrote 4 items on the board, and I got them done. Well, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, what I think is hot, but
I'm listening to the advice here. I need it.
no, his hobby's still, because he's not in construction as a profession anymore. He still builds,
Yeah. That's true.
and he's got one project after another. And he did just this last winter. We had 2 small bedrooms that
God,
he combined to create a studio space for me. So
That's your studio
that
space.
takes up
Yeah.
a lot of time, and
So our house is really unique
yeah.
because it was built. The entire house was built with no interior
yeah,
walls.
yeah. Lo- and-
The-
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think music is a hobby for you. I
Yeah,
mean, not
music,
playing
yeah.
music, but he appreciates music and
and
listens
yeah.
to music.
And
Yeah.
golf.
And yeah,
Yeah, I golf.
and that's a
Oh.
hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hobby.
Yeah, hobby is always a hard
But
classification.
Well, how about you, Susan?
I don't have any hobbies. No, I read.
she reads a lot.
I read a lot, and I'm in a book club, and I
But she just reads.
I like to learn. I'm invested a lot in art right now, so if I get extra time, that's it. Not we cook, but I wouldn't say cooking. Wayne's a bit of a baker, but we're trying to cut calories a little bit right now. So, yeah. So our kids, our grandkids,
And you travel?
and we travel. Yes, we just got back from a big trip to Norway. That was incredible. And this is the time in our life when we're actually choosing to do the things that make us happy. And I've been over to the west side taking care of grandbabies, doing grandma stuff, and because I can, and this is a time when I can help out. So that's all time consuming. But other than that, I don't try and keep myself busy. I like downtime.
Have
after
time to read.
It's very
after
rare
30,
that she has downtime. She's just usually on the couch with a book.
if I'm sitting.
And just
Yeah.
sitting and just
But I'm not rushing around doing a lot of things because I think 30 years in the profession I was in, when that was done, it's kind of like I don't need to show up now. Like in education, where you have to show up every day and you have to be on 100% for your kids and for your teachers and your families. So this is my time now, time to breathe.
Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Wayne, when she's sitting on the couch reading, do you interrupt her?
Not very often. No, I would have to have a specific reason to interrupt her.
Okay, that's good.
Like
I'm proud of you.
Today was a reason, but
Okay.
yeah. No, I'd pretty much leave her alone. We have such a tough routine because we have the woods in the back. I get up, I make my coffee, I get in the hot tub for half an hour.
We have a dog
We have a dog.
who follows you everywhere.
But our backyard has just got, it's got seven. We used to have 7 deer. Now only 5 this year. We have chipmunks and squirrels and birds, and we just watch that. But we don't have any neighbors,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean, your backyard is pretty cool.
Yeah, our
So-
backyard's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you don't have something to really take your brain away, I can drift away.
Good.
It's kind of fun.
Well, this has been a really enjoyable conversation with the two of you.
It has been.
I liked hearing from both of you. Both have unique arts and unique way of coming to them. So thank you very much for being here this afternoon.
Well, thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you guys for coming.
Yeah.
I have to say, you guys have been great to interview because, ask a question, then we just get to sit and listen to your stories. And you
I
guys have
know.
been very entertaining.
Well,
so
it's
I really
because we live in
appreciate
Chewelah.
that. Right?
Because sometimes it's hard to be quiet, though. I want to finish his stories
Yeah, that's
for him.
true.
I do have one more question. So,
Yeah.
so Diane, you asked Susan if she had any other events or showings coming up. Wayne, do you have any pieces that you're working on that are meant to be brought somewhere else and shown, or is everything pretty much staying at your house?
I have a piece, but most of my pieces have to be grounded. I mean, I need bolts in a sidewalk to put in my pieces down.
Right.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the same shop capacity that he had prior to us moving to Chewelah.
My old shop used to be big, and it had 18-foot ceilings with a crane.
Yeah.
Okay, with a 5-ton crane, I could pick anything.
Oh, yeah.
And now what do? I do it, but I have to borrow somebody else's material or their crane, like the big pieces in the back that had to be craned in.
Yeah.
That was, and then not only that, but we had to have the hole dug, and that's 6 feet deep, full of concrete, just to hold the thing up.
Right.
So.
So simple answer is nothing new is
No,
going away
nothing.
from the property.
Nothing new, as much as I'd like to, but I just have a piece. The owner of a piece that sold several years ago is now moving it to Lopez Island out in the San Juans. And I said, well, when the address is out there, you just give it to me. Let me know where it is. And so anyway, he gave it to his mom and dad.
Oh, wow.
The fellow that bought it. And so he's moving it out on the island.
Are they going to have to ship it by barge, or is that?
Oh, no, ferry. Just
Ferry.
put it in a trailer and take it out by ferry. But yeah.
Wayne, would you call your place a sculpture garden?
Yeah, I suppose. If I could get somebody come out and pull all the weeds, that would be better. But it's a lot of work just to maintain 3 acres.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's why we moved.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our last house was only 1.25 acres, and it was so much work I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is different because I don't go out and weed whack.
Mm-hmm.
I should, but I don't. I got other things going on, and if I can golf, I'll golf.
Yeah.
The course is like right there across the street, so it's really hard not to.
No excuses.
And it's like, oh yeah, they're calling my name, yeah.
I don't know. I've got half an acre, and I can't even. If it wasn't for the extreme heat killing everything, it would be really overgrown.
Yeah, that's helping you, huh?
Well, we're going to conclude here.
Yeah.
This program, like I said earlier, was brought about to really honor and learn the stories of our local artists. And we're leading up to the event Taste of Chewelah Art Auction on September 18th around town. And the art auction is at the brewery. And you may see pieces from one of these artists there. And so if you come to the art auction and you find something that you like and you hover long enough, you may get it in the end. I want to thank Craig McQuain for doing our music at the beginning of the program.
Yeah.
This is kind of a team effort, and yeah.
And you're gonna hear the unadulterated song right at the end of this that Craig came up for us. So.
I see.
The unadulterated.
Well, it's just the audio that he sent. I'm just gonna play it without anything over the top of it. So.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get to hear it. There was another song that we did last year, but it was copyrighted, so we decided to do a different one this year. And I sent it to Craig, and I said, "Hey, can you do something that has the same feel as this other song?" And man, didn't he just nail it?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, he did a
absolutely
good
nailed it.
job.
Wow.
And he got it back to me within like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it was
Wow.
like he's like, "Oh yeah, sure," and he recorded something and sent it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I like that we asked him, and he agreed, and another artist of sorts. So.
So, oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I hope everybody who's listening comes to Taste of Chewelah and participates. It's a really fun event. And I would like to thank Chuck. So
Oh,
I
no problem.
couldn't do this without Chuck. So, yeah, the partnership is growing.
It really
And,
is.
yeah.
I love it. I do have one question. When are the tickets going to be available for Taste of Chewelah?
Well, I think soon. I can't say for sure, but I'm going to say the first part of August. And we sold out a week early last year.
Yeah.
And the year before we sold out, and the year before we sold out, and the year before. So it's like, you can't wait to, well, maybe I'll go, because you're probably going to miss out.
No, because it will sell out.
It will sell
It
out.
does every year.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I have to say, it's one of my favorite events of the year. I love it so much. I love seeing what all the restaurants do, and the way they put some little extra, creativity in the things they
Yeah.
do for that evening.
So
It's-
every time that this has been going on, we've missed it because it's been sold out.
Oh,
We
yeah.
really?
Not every time.
Not every time.
We've been twice
Oh, okay.
in 7
Every
years.
time.
So for 5
Anyway.
years.
So I'm going to put this on you. Save us 2 tickets.
No, no,
Get 'em-
no. I
get 'em
have
while they're hot.
my volunteer time is full up,
Yeah.
and that would be a volunteer
I see.
time. And no, I'm not going to save you 2 tickets.
Do you know
you
that?
Wow.
take the responsibility.
I love it.
You know the difference between volunteered and voluntold?
Oh yes,
Yes. Okay.
I do a
Just
lot of the
checking.
latter.
Right? Oh yeah, Diane will do that. She'll be fine.
right.
She'll get it. She always says. Diane always says yes.
Yeah.
I got words for it, Dan, and it's something I'm good at giving advice, not taking it. No is a complete sentence.
Oh, I know that.
Oh,
I honor no,
Yeah.
but it doesn't preclude me from asking you the next time.
Right? Oh, absolutely not. I'm not good at that myself, so
Oh,
I'm trying to learn. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming here, Diane. Again, thank you for doing this. This is
Thank
actually
you.
kind of the highlight of my week. I love doing these. It's a lot of fun meeting all the artists and talking about all the stuff. I really enjoy it. I enjoy our once a month about the arts with Tim that we do before the art walk.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
having the artists in here and talking creative stuff in here.
I love that
it.
he does that. Yeah.
He's probably a bit more professional. We're kind of casual, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Tim. No, we get off on tangents. You know.
Oh, you
and
do?
it's fun.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. All the time.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right. So that about does it for the show today. I want to let everyone know that you can tune in right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. for Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tune in next week, 4 p.m. on Tuesday for Artists on the Air. Do you know who's going to be on next week, Diane?
I do.
You do. Do you want to tell us?
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to say that all the artists are special because they are, but this artist is really special.
Okay. So tune in and you'll find out. All righty. Thank you guys so much. You're listening to KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 5